Welcome to the Reddit channel, where real stories shared on Reddit are brought to life with raw emotion and heartbeats you can feel. Today is part 4 of Mark's 12-day descent into hell, a man who believed he had the perfect marriage until everything began to fall apart, piece by piece. In the first 3 days, Mark slowly uncovered the chilling change in the woman he once trusted most. A dinner filled with silence, a mysterious building, and a seemingly harmless gift, a smartwatch that turned out to be the very thing revealing Sarah's hidden locations and her rising heart rate in places she never mentioned. And now, on day 4, Mark will follow his wife with his own eyes for the first time. And what he sees will begin to shatter the last pieces of trust still holding him together. Day 4, I saw her. Mark's story, day 4 of hell. I didn't sleep. I tried. God knows I tried. But sleep doesn't come easy when your thoughts won't stop screaming. I lay there next to her, the woman I loved, listening to her breathe, watching the soft rise and fall of her chest in the dark, and wondering, was she dreaming of me or of him? At 6:17 a.m., Sarah's alarm rang. She got up, stretched, yawned like she'd had the most peaceful sleep of her life. Me, I was already wide awake, eyes burning, mind spinning. She dressed sharp that morning, hair curled, subtle lipstick, white blouse tucked neatly into a pencil skirt she hadn't worn in months. Presentation day, she smiled. I nodded and said nothing. As soon as the door closed behind her, I moved. Today was the day. I had already planned it the night before. I borrowed my brother's car, different model, different color. She wouldn't recognize it. I threw on a cap, dark hoodie, sunglasses, classic disguise, nothing flashy, just invisible. And I waited 1 block down, engine running, heart pounding like a war drum in my chest. 8:42 a.m. She drove past. I waited 5 full seconds before pulling out behind her, far enough to not be obvious, close enough to never lose her. She didn't head toward her office. Of course she didn't. She drove west, toward the older part of the city, where the streets are narrow, where nobody pays attention. And then she turned, slowed, and parked right in front of that building, the one I had memorized on the GPS screen. She stepped out of the car, smiling, phone to her ear, and then she laughed, a laugh I hadn't heard in weeks, light, carefree, intimate, and not for me. I stayed parked around the corner, watching through my rearview mirror like a ghost haunting his own life. She walked into the building, never looked back, and that was it. I sat there, staring, for minutes, hours, maybe forever. Every person who passed by the entrance, I studied their face, wondered if it was him, wondered if he had his hands on her, if he kissed her the way I used to, if she let him. Around 12:15 p.m., I saw her car again. She didn't come out, but a man did. Tall, broad shoulders, dark hair. He wore a navy blue coat and walked like he belonged to the world. He didn't glance around, didn't check his phone. He just walked to a black Audi, got in, and drove off. I followed, for 2 blocks, 3. Then I stopped. My hands were trembling, my throat dry, because I'd never seen him before in my life. He was a complete stranger. No mutual friends, no familiar face, just a man who had taken my wife's smile. I turned the car around, heart pounding, jaw clenched. When I got home, Sarah was already there, cooking, smiling like nothing happened. She asked, "How was your day?" I almost laughed. That night, I couldn't touch her. I couldn't look at her. Every word from her mouth felt like a trap, and every second beside her felt like slow poison. But I kept playing the role, the perfect husband, the good man, because I wasn't ready to confront her. Not yet. Not until I had everything. But tomorrow, I plant the eyes she'll never see. And maybe then, I'll catch the truth on tape. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next in Mark's story.